Another crisis in the offing. It's in the counties this time. They are threatened to grind to a halt last Thursday. There's since a deal at the Senate. Treasury has released 60 billion shillings. It is yet to get to them, in as much as some employees in the counties have not been paid yet. Let's bring in Dr. Margaret Nyakango. She's the controller of budget, to make heads and tails of this conversation for us. Daktari, thank you so much for being patient with us this evening. As we speak, how many counties can access the funds released by Treasury right now?
Good evening, Trevor. I'm happy to inform you that at least 44 counties are able to access their money so far because they have put their documentation in order. Their budgets are already uploaded on the IFMIS, which is the financial management system for the government, and everything is all in order, just waiting for the money to be credited into the county revenue funds.
But Dr. Nyakango, 44, that means where are the other 3? Why can't they access the money?
Unfortunately, 3 of them have not finished the process of budgeting for one reason or another. They don't have similar problems, but they are yet to submit the documentation required to be uploaded into the budget system.
Which are these 3?
The 3 are Mandera County, we have Wajir County, and we also have Kitui County.
So what happens to them in that case when the money is disbursed? Because so far even Treasury says that the money that was released is yet to get to the counties because the CARA has not been passed. It is a county revenue allocation.
That's very right, Trevor. The CARA is still in progress. It will be taken to Parliament tomorrow, as far as I'm aware. After that, it will be taken to the Senate, and thereafter for presidential assent before it's ready for use. Now, for those that do not have budgets, unfortunately, they can view their county revenue fund and they can see the money, but they cannot access it. Reason being that the process of budgeting, Trevor, is a long one, and it requires actually a whole year of activity from the time the circulars are prepared in the month of August all the way to the time that the actual budgets are passed into an appropriation act in June.
Yeah.
Now, occasionally, for one reason or another, again, the county assemblies do not quite agree on what is to be in the budget with the executive. And in that particular instance, then you find that they cannot, the county assembly cannot sign off the budget that has been given from the executive. And so the budget cannot be approved.
Is there a way?
I know that there are efforts at an advanced level. I read today about Wajir County. I think the executive and the assembly have made peace, and we'll soon be having the Wajir budget. But as for Mandera and Kitui, I am yet to hear from them.
Is there a way that this budget-making process or even disbursement of funds can be made more efficient for the counties to receive their money? Because it seems it is stuck in red tape, a lot of it.
It's not really about red tape, it's about the law, because the budget-making process is well spelled out in the PFM Act. And as soon as the circulars are given, as long as the specific counties follow those timelines, get to the public to participate at the right time, then they are able to put everything together, and have the budgets ready at the right time.
Okay.
But if for any reason there are delays, then it means that the law cannot be followed. And for that reason, then the budgets are not ready on time.
Okay.
So, yes, the law must be followed.
But now, Dr. Margaret, in the PFM Act, Regulation 2015, Section 38, and I'm looking at it now, it states that if the estimate of a budget submitted to the County Assembly for financial year have not been approved by the National Assembly by the beginning of financial year, the control of budget, which is you, may authorize withdrawal from the county revenue funds based on the last approved budget by the county assembly up to 50%. Why did you take so long that the counties had to shut down, and this expressly allows you to let them access 50%?
Oh, Trevor, that is a total misunderstanding. The reasons under which a county may receive money under that particular section are very unique. Of course, the Constitution must have anticipated that there could be reasons, plausible reasons, for instance, where somebody falls ill, or I don't know what else would stop the budget process from taking place. But most of the time, it has been just due to misunderstanding. Now, if you look closely at that law, it says may, the controller of budget may. So if you look at the may word, you can see that it is not shall. So I hope that explains why we could not do it, because all the counties were busy making their budgets in the normal manner, and none of them had experienced these extraordinary circumstances, which would make it necessary for me to give them a vote on account, as we call it. Now, having said that, I can confirm to you that Bungoma County was on vote on account for some time. Nairobi County also has been on a vote on account. So what it means, when the controller of budget may approve withdrawals, it still requires that all the planning documents are lodged with my office. And once they are lodged and we are sure that they are accurate, they are okay, they reflect what needs to happen in that county, then I may approve withdrawals pending the finalization of the actual budget for the county. Trevor?
Yes, so the Senate stalemate for you did not necessitate an intervention?
No, not at all. Because that particular intervention is only necessary as long as the county is preparing the budget, but they have not finished by the 30th of June.
Okay.
That is the end of the financial year.
Let's talk about something else. In your special budget review report on utilization of funds by the same county governments towards COVID-19, you said that out of 13 billion, only 3 billion was accounted for. Has this improved since then?
Trevor, if you read that report, you'll have noticed that a lot of the counties actually had made plans to spend this money. And as at the end of July, which is the point at which we took those details, many of them just had plans, say, to order goods or to build, to put up buildings, to buy beds. But as at the time the report came out, the expenditure had not actually taken place. So what many of them did was to ask us to give them more time to enable them spend and pay the suppliers. So Trevor, we are still waiting to do the next round of checking to ensure that those funds have actually been spent for what they were planned for.
But are you certain that your figures are correct? Because I was speaking to the Machakos governor, and in your report, you wrote 395 million having been disbursed to him. He says he only received 285. Are you absolutely sure that your figures were updated and correct?
I am absolutely sure that those figures were correct because we got them from the county treasuries. And if you remember, the story of Machakos was that there was 100 million, which was part of the county budget that he did not add to the rest of the money.
Okay.
Yes.
And finally, Dr. Margaret, how soon can county staff expect to be paid realistically? Because now the Senate has already passed the revenue divide formula, which was bringing a lot of contention. Treasury says it has disbursed 60 billion. It is yet to get to them. Realistically speaking, the people who are waiting for their salaries in the counties, when are they most likely going to get their money?
Trevor, the processes that are going on are at high speed. I know in my best estimation, we should be having the CARA by Monday next week, which is about the 28th of September. So I can promise reliably that everybody will get their September salary, although it might be late by a week. Okay. That is my best estimate.
So we are looking at October, most likely, beginning of October.
We are looking at first week of October.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much for making time for us. Dr. Margaret Nyakango, Controller of Budgets. I know you're planning